because their season deserves a closer look here. They're just one win away, or they could be a Spurs loss away from clinching a home court advantage throughout the entire playoffs. They have 3 games left to play for both teams here. Now, if they were to get it, this would be OKC's 3rd straight season as the #1 seed. The Thunder, they've won 3 straight by at least 35 points. It's the longest streak in NBA history, and they've boosted their scoring differential to +12 per game. 5th best in NBA history And that puts them in the range of last year's juggernaut that had the best scoring differential in league history as well. And then SGA's season, it looks very similar to that MVP campaign. He's averaging nearly as many points. He's on pace to become the first guard in league history to average 30 points on 55% shooting in a season. So because we are running out of ways to talk about the dominance here of the Oklahoma City Thunder, can I just tick off a couple of numbers here? Because I think at this point that is the best way to do this, right? The Oklahoma City Thunder, they are the first team to win 3 straight by 35 points. They have 11 wins by 30 or more points this season. That is the most in NBA history as well. So what I'm saying is, as our friend SVP would say, they are a wagon. What is the biggest difference between this year and last year that you see, Tim?
I mean, the biggest difference is they are a deeper team, and there's not the question about their playoff experience. They are proven champions, and they've added to the depth. They've added to the rotation. They traded for Jared McCain. A.J. Mitchell, who was hurt a lot of last season, not in the playoff rotation, is now one of the best 6th men in the league. You know, they've got young, ascending talent. I mean, Shea is still an ascending
So you're
talent.
saying they're better, you think, this year than they were last year?
And the stats don't show you that, but I think this is a deeper and obviously more experienced team than last season.
I'm also going to tell you that the Thunder have started what I call the pre-playoffs. These last night and tonight, are pre-playoff games. I'm going to tell you why. If they win these 2 games, say won easily last night and tonight against the Clippers, they clinch the #1 seed, which is important for 2 reasons. One, it means in a series against San Antonio, who they've struggled with, they would get the start and then the series at home. Number 2, they have a game on Friday in Denver. If they clinch tonight, that game now becomes meaningless, and they can shut down for that game. And frankly, if the Nuggets win that game, it increases the Nuggets' chances of being in the 3 seed, which puts them on the other side of the bracket alongside San Antonio. And it would be a very comfortable way to just win tonight, wrap it up, and lose on Friday.
What's up, everybody? We are back. And today we are watching NBA Today. Malika Andrews, Brian Windhorst, and Tim Bontemps. They're talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I need you to understand something. The Thunder are not just good. They are historically good. They are breaking records. They are embarrassing teams. And they might be better than the team that won the championship last year. Let me set the scene. The Thunder just blew out the Lakers again. And when I say blew out, I mean destroyed. The Thunder were 17.5-point favorites. And that might have been conservative. The Lakers were without LeBron, without Luka, without Austin Reeves. They were running out the South Bay Lakers, their G League team. And the Thunder didn't care. They didn't take their foot off the gas. They just kept coming. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had one of the nastiest sidestep jumpers you'll ever see. Made it look easy. Because that's what he does. He's on pace to become the first guard in league history to average 30 points on 55% shooting. Let that sink in. First guard ever. In NBA history. That's not just MVP talk. That's all-time great talk. But here's what really got my attention. The numbers that Windhorst and Tim dropped. The Thunder have won 3 straight games by at least 35 points. That's the longest streak in NBA history. They have 11 wins by 30 or more points this season. That's also the most in NBA history. Their scoring differential is +12 per game. That's the 5th best in NBA history. 5th best ever. We are talking about the 1996 Bulls, the 2017 Warriors, the 2014 Spurs, and now the 2026 Thunder. And Windhorst asked the key question. What's the biggest difference between this year and last year? Tim Bontemps answered perfectly. He said, they are a deeper team, and there's not the question about their playoff experience. They are proven champions. Proven champions. That's the key. Last year, everybody wondered if the Thunder were too young, too inexperienced, too soft. They answered those questions by winning the title. And then they got better. They traded for Jared McCain. A.J. Mitchell, who was hurt most of last season and wasn't in the playoff rotation, is now one of the best sixth men in the league. They've got young, ascending talent all over the roster. And Shai is still getting better. That's terrifying. Now, let's talk about what the Thunder are doing strategically. Tim says they've started what he calls the pre-playoffs. They have 2 games, last night against the Lakers and tonight against the Clippers, that are basically playoff games for them. Why? Because if they win both, they clinch the number 1 seed. And that matters for 2 reasons. Reason 1, in a series against San Antonio, a team they've struggled with, they would get to start at home. Home court advantage in a 7-game series is huge, especially against a team with Victor Wembanyama, who feeds off the crowd. Reason 2, they have a game on F. Day in Denver. If they clinch tonight, that game becomes meaningless. They can rest their starters. Shut it down. And here's the sneaky part, if the Nuggets win that game, it increases their chances of being the 3 seed. That puts Denver on the other side of the bracket, away from OKC. So the Thunder could essentially choose to lose on Friday to make their path to the finals easier. That's chess, not checkers. And the Thunder are already managing minutes. Jalen Williams sat out last night's game. He's expected to play tonight against the Clippers to take care of business. Isaiah Hartenstein, who has had injury issues, only played 10 minutes last night. They pulled him at halftime. He'll be available tonight. They are load managing in April, but not to rest. To be ready. To be healthy. To be dominant. Now, let's talk about the Lakers really quickly because they are the opposite of the Thunder. JJ Redick admitted after the game that for weeks, they were obsessed with getting the 3 seed. Now, seeding is out the window. They're just trying to survive. No Marcus Smart. No LeBron. No Luka. DeAndre Ayton, who JJ called out again, is talented enough to let you down. That's a brutal quote. And it's accurate. The Lakers are the team everybody wants to play in the first round. The Rockets are licking their chops. The Thunder already destroyed them twice. But back to OKC. The question isn't whether they're good. The question is whether anyone can beat them in a 7-gar series. The Spurs have Wemby, but they're young. The Nuggets have Jokic, but they're old and slow. The Rockets have defense, but they don't have a closer like Shai. The Celtics have experience, but they're in the other conference. Windhorst called them a wagon. Tim said they're better than last year's championship team. And I agree. This Thunder team is deeper, more experienced, and more confident. They know who they are. They know what they're capable of. And they're playing like a team that expects to win every single night. Here's my question for you. Does anyone beat the Thunder in the West? And if so, who? Drop a comment. Let me know. And if you want more of these breakdowns, hit that like button and subscribe. We are building something real here. I'll see you in the next one.